So last week I was in the hobby shop. I was just picking up a few paints to do the 1/10 scale FJ, and I saw this on the shelf and I thought, oh, I've seen a few of those about. Quite fancy that. The only downside is it's a Jeep. And I'll be honest, I'm not a Jeep fan. I'm a Land Rover guy. But I have to say, in the green with all these accessories, it still looks pretty cool. And what made it even more inviting was that my local hobby shop had it on an offer. So I had to get it. It literally fits in the palm of your hand. So once I got hold of the actual model, I then started looking around for accessories for it and mods, etc. And I'm not kidding. I cannot believe there are so many things for this already. It hasn't been out that long. It's the first one I've actually seen and had a go with. So once I started looking, whole new rabbit hole. But of course, a couple of companies that stand out to me are Furitek. So I've picked up this Furitek Nano Unity Torque control system, and this is the complete electronics. So there's the part number, and in the box you can see you get the transmitter, the motor, which is an all-in-one motor, so motor and ESC in one. You get the receiver and Bluetooth module. Now the transmitter is quite nice. It's very basic, but what do you need at the end of the day? It's got this nice carbon finish, takes 4 AA batteries, and we've even still got the plastic wrapper on. Oh, how satisfying is that? And if you press this little button on the back, it's your power button, and then underneath the flap you've got all your adjustments. But this thing has absolutely blown my mind. So you can see it's the Nano Unity Torque on the back there. But this thing, it's smaller than my thumb. It's absolutely tiny. And like I say, you've got the Bluetooth module there as well to connect to the app, so you can change all your settings. And then that absolutely tiny little receiver. So this is everything you need, bar the battery, which you can use the original, to get you powered up. So the key features of it are the 2-in-1 brushless ESC and motor design, speed focus tuning with strong climbing capability, over 1.5 times faster than the stock SCX30 motor on a 2S LiPo, advanced FOC control for smooth throttle response, built-in wireless tuning module, direct connection to Furitek app on the iOS and Android, no cables or external modules required for tuning, real-time telemetry up to 10 Hz, wireless firmware updates with free lifetime updates, integrated 5.5 volt 3 amp BEC, optimised for 2S LiPo operation to maximise the speed whilst maintaining control, ultimate compact design with direct bolting installation and designed specifically for the Axial SCX30. So it says it supports a 2 or 3S LiPo, and as I said, it's got that 5.5 volt BEC, 3 amp BEC. That's absolutely crazy. So another brand that stands out for me with any sort of mini crawler stuff is Mias Racing. And Mias Racing have been great. They've supported me loads on the channel, and I want to say a big shout out to them and thank you. They sent me loads of parts. Honestly, there's so many bits here. So let's have a quick look through. So we've got their aluminium axles. These come with the brass hubs, etc. The black brass weighted rims, uprated over and under drive. Got a different set of under and overdrive, so we've got 2 to 14T. I'll have a look at those afterwards. Oh, we've got 3 actually. So we've got the 16 tooth, 14 tooth and the 12 tooth. So I'm going to have loads of options for under and overdrive there. We've got metal shafts to go in the axles. We've got the metal drive shafts. Got one of their sets of absolutely awesome looking tyres. These look very much like a swamp tyre. These are absolutely incredible. These are beautiful. These are purple. These are brass weighted rims as well. Got some screws in there. 13 tooth as well. Blimey, we've got loads of pinion setups there. Oh, and an 18 tooth. Wow, I literally got every set of pinion gear there. And last but not least, we've got the steering servo. I'm a big fan of the 18th scale Mias servos. I've got them in nearly all of my crawlers. Never had any problems with them. Found them really reliable. They're not like super power hungry either, so you don't end up getting brown out, tight corners or whatever. Can't believe how small that is.
That's what she said.
So obviously it's the same size as the original, but look, it's literally like the size of the end of my finger. I can't wait to get that in. And last but not least, it wouldn't be a build without some Injora parts. So I've picked up their brass links and a set of their shock absorbers to try. Now I'm curious with the shock absorbers because there's not many companies that are making them at the moment. Trill are making them, but I wanted to hold out and see what these were like before spending out huge amounts of money on the Trill set. So the last bit in the Injora arsenal is the Bug 30 body, and I've seen loads of them painted up. That they look okay, but obviously they're not unique. So I thought, okay, let's get one and let's have a go at painting it up ourselves. And this is what I came up with. And I think that's going to look quite cool, sitting on that chassis with those big tyres and all those coloured bits. So I did a bit of a weathered paint job, painted it silver inside, painted black over that, then painted yellow on the outside, give it a couple of go faster stripes, and airbrushed on some rust in places as well. And then just using up some of the stickers from the boxes for a bit of detail. And then I don't know if you can see, but I've sprayed the inside of the windows. I don't know if you can see, but I've painted the inside of the windows yellow, but it's see-through. Just so it would hide some of those wires a bit and just, you know, make that yellow of the body pop. But yeah, pretty pleased with how that's come out. So I'm going to get this together. I'm not going to show you what I'm doing because at the end of the day, all you're going to see is my hands and you're not going to see the model. But let's get it together and let's have a look at what it looks like at the end. Well, this is some time later, but I have to say I'm super stoked with this. It's not the easiest thing to put together by any means. If you've got big fingers or big hands, you're going to have like a proper test of your patience. But I think it's well worth it in the long run. So let's go through it quickly. Let's have a look at the parts that we've used and I'll let you know any issues that I encountered. As I said from the start, we started with the Axial SCX30 kit. Most of those parts have been replaced. So I've gone through, I've fitted the Furitek motor, I've fitted the Injora parts, and the majority of the pieces are from Meus Racing. Right, so as I said, the first thing was that body shell. Really pleased with it, really good quality, easy to paint. The masks were very good. I like the stickers that came with it too, and I've added some Meus and Injora stickers on there as well that came with the parts. And it's quite easy to remove. It comes with a magnetic kit, so you just put a couple of magnets at the back, one at the front. The only thing I don't like about that is it does add about 4mm of height to the body shell. So what I might do is 3D print my own brackets so that it keeps everything nice and low. But mounting wise, very easy and just go straight on. It's actually, you know, it's quite strong. I can pick the model up. You know, it's a reasonable amount of force. That I think if you rolled it, it would probably come off. But, you know, in general use it should be fine. So next we got these Meus Swamper tyres. These are really nice. They're really sticky when they come out of the box. They're a bit dusted up now because I've been driving them across my workbench, but they went together really nicely. The wheels are really good. They've actually got three. This is another set, but on the back you've got three little cap heads and they're just a usual bead lock, and they do come with a hex in the back rather than the sort of straight drive that the SCX30 has. So I'm guessing you can use these on the 24th scale as well. But they went together really well, really easily. And yeah, couldn't be happy with those. I think what I'll do is I will make my own brass weights for those as well to give it a little bit more upfront weight. Just at the front here, I've got the Injora steering links. Again, very good. Quite happy with those. I think they're made of brass. I can't remember, but it might add a little bit of weight. Then we've got the Meus steering servo, really nice, metal gears in there. Comes with an aluminium servo horn as well, so you're never going to break that. I went for these Injora shock absorbers. Again, really easy fit. You can tune them quite a bit as well, which is quite good. And they do come with an extra set of springs. They're here somewhere. Oh yeah, so do come with an extra set of springs. I've not yet measured them to see if these are stronger or weaker than the ones that are on there. But obviously that gives you a couple of tuning options, which is nice. I've got the aluminium Meus axles. These are stunning. They really are. Went together really well. The only one thing that I did have to do was take a little burr out of one of the ends where the bearings went in. But it's such a good fit. You know, I just wanted it. I didn't want to have to force the bearing in, so I did tidy that up a little bit, just with a little bit of a file. And after that, it just went straight in. And weirdly, I've just noticed that Meus is upside down on the back axle, unless I've put the back axle on upside down, which I don't think I have. But yeah, let me know if that's wrong. So Meus did send me loads of parts. So all the Meus parts were sent by Meus, all the Furitek was sent by Furitek, and the Injora parts I bought myself. But there was loads of these, the different gear drives. So I'd got everything from, I think it was 12 tooth up to 18 tooth, with the exception of, I think it was 16 or 17. So what I've done, I've put 12 in the front and 18 in the back, which should give me overdrive in the front, I believe. So yeah, I've got a huge selection of these that I can just tweak around and get that under an overdrive exactly how I want it. The Injora axles did come with the drive shafts as well. The only things I had to swap over were the bearings. Now, when I was taking the bearings out of the old axles, one of them did fall apart, so I did have to go onto Amazon and just buy a generic bearing. I couldn't get the Injora set because everywhere was sold out, which is a bit disappointing, but they look pretty good quality bearings, and I gave it a little bit of lubricant before I put it in, and these really aren't going to have a lot of force, so fingers crossed everything will be okay there. So I bought the Injora links. They went together really well. The only exception there was, if you can see on the back axle, one of the ball joints was missing. So where you should have a single ball for one of the links, I had to use another double because it was missing. Now, I have spoken to a friend of mine who also bought that set, and he had the same problem. So I'm guessing that there's a packing issue there. But if you do get that issue, I'm sure if you contact Injora, then they'll be able to sort you out with that. That being said, you can put that double in there. It won't affect it at all, I don't think. It's far too far away to be rubbing or causing you any issues with suspension travel. So yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem. And then finally, the piece de resistance is the Furitek Nano Unity torque motor. This did come with a full radio setup as well. So it's quite a nice transmitter, but if you want to do one-handed driving, then it's quite slippery. So it could do with a tyre or something put on it. So I might see if I can print a tyre up or see if I've got something left over from another transmitter I can put onto it. But other than that, it's nice and small and compact. It is actually, I believe it's a 6-channel. So inside you get all of your travel and your EPAs, and on the top you've got buttons for a 3rd and 4th channel. Then inside it does say channel, I think that says channel 5, and then you've got a button on the side which it just beeps at me at the moment, but somebody might be able to tell me if that's doing anything at the moment. I don't think it is, but it does the job. I'm pretty pleased with it. It's nice and simple, which I like. It's nice and lightweight, and I think you'll agree, pairs up with that really well. Now, a few things I love about the Furitek stuff. It's so compact, so everything is in this motor. You've got the motor and the ESC inside there. This is actually the receiver for the radio gear. It does give you those extra ports for the lights as well, which is really cool, but I haven't used them on here because using the bug body, you can't use the original lights in the original location. So I think I'll keep those separate because I might see if I can get hold of a few extra bits and use what I've taken off of this to make another model, and then you know, I can use those lights on that. Now, the other thing I like about the Furitek stuff is you get that Bluetooth app. And with this, it has that Bluetooth adapter. It's absolutely minute, but you have that adapter, and that allows you to connect to the app. You can change the rotation of the motor to suit whatever model you're putting it in. You've pretty much got infinite tweakability on your power, on your torque. You can adjust your BEC as well. I think you can reduce it from, I think it was 5.5 volts. I think it's 3 amps as well, which should be plenty really for a model this size. But yeah, everything fits in there really nicely. It's all nice and compact. It definitely hasn't gone outside of the sides of the skid, which is great. I think the only thing that looks ridiculous is the size of this Futaba plug really, but I don't think there's much getting away from that. It would have been quite nice if that would plug straight into the receiver maybe. And I have commented as well, I did say to Tony from Furitek that it would be nice if all of the wires were silicon wires. So these two main motor wires are silicon wires, and as you can see, they're nice and flexible. but all the other wires are sort of plastic coated insulation, and it just seems a bit stiff. It's a bit of a shame really, because you know, you could tuck them away a bit nicer. You know, overall I'm really pleased with it. You get a decent amount of travel. That's got quite a good amount of flex. Probably get some inserts printed for the tyres as well. If anybody's doing them that small, I'll have a chat with my friend Jamie. And there we go. It's all together. I think it's come out really nice. I'm really pleased with the paint job. Looks a bit used and a bit battered up, and you know, sort of thing that I wanted to go for really. So a bit of a cross between a crawler and a sort of barger bug. But yeah, overall really pleased. Servo's really quick and responsive. You know, all of the parts, honestly, I can't knock anything other than that silly little thing with that Injora ball joint. Little bit annoying when you're putting it together, but you know, it happens quite a lot, to be fair. You either get too many of one thing, not enough of another, and then, you know, it's just one of those things that you can't really get a replacement for. So I managed to get a refund, but it was just the sort of annoyance of it really. But there you go. I hope you've enjoyed my little review of the parts. I look forward to getting it on the indoor crawler track and see how everything performs. If you've got any suggestions of parts or tweaks or anything that I can do with it, or if there's anything that you want to know, let me know. One last thing I nearly forgot about was you have to remove one of the skids with the original parts, so you do need to print those. But there is a file on the Bamboo Lab site which I printed a pair, but obviously I only needed one, because when you take the original speed controller out, it comes out with that skid. So you just need to reprint that. And I'm certain all of you know somebody who prints. If you don't, and you'll get that part done really easily. And I've even just noticed one of my prop shafts is out of phase, so I'll get that sorted before somebody comments. Hope you agree. It looks really cool. I look forward to getting it on the trails, and I hope to see you there. Catch you in the next one.